good? It's your boy Verde from No Envy Beats, Verde Drags. Today we're talking about beat block and some ways to get around it. Personally, I believe beat block happens from multiple random things, but good ways to get around beat block is listening to different types of music, learning some new techniques, practicing on old techniques, watching some walkthroughs, listen to just beat tapes of some of your favorite producers, listen to some of your favorite songs. As I said previously, listen to songs out of your genre. Maybe you just like hip hop, listen to some rock and roll, listen to some EDM. You might get some inspiration there. Some ways to really get out of beat block, though, besides just giving yourself time to do nothing, which can be unproductive. I generally say using things like MIDI packs to build chord progressions quicker, or say you got like a Somatics MIDI pack with melodies in there. You could take their melody, add it to a VST that sounds good, then add to that melody or take away from that melody to make it your own. Using samples is another good way to as well get over beat block, using a melodic sample to kind of get a sound that maybe you're not familiar with creating or don't know how to create yet, or maybe it's just the perfect sound for a new beat that once you hear it, you're like, oh, I gotta make something to that, and then you freak it and change it around and add to it to make your own. I use Scalar too on iOS as well as Block Waves to really get my creative juices flowing when I can't come up with something from scratch or when I'm lacking inspiration. So I'm gonna show you guys how I use Block Wave and then how I use Scalar too to do such things. I got all these random samples here. One more time together. All right, so we're gonna load these up into Logic here. All I gotta do is drag over. Sometimes this shit has dumb. So give me a second here. Mute myself. Drag this in real quick. All right. So you can see the loops are here, but because they're coming from Bloxwave keeps everything in time. So these are actually the real lengths of the loops. So as you can see. Now, as a quick tip, or even right there, you can see that's actually a pretty decent breakdown for an outro or for like a loop back into the chorus. This would actually be really good for like the end of the chorus to go into the verse. So I'm gonna mute myself again and I'm gonna arrange these loops real quick and then I'll show you afterwards how we can add some of our own sounds and go from there. Like I said, beating beat block isn't hard if you just give yourself some creative juices to flow with. Like I said, sometimes you're just out of inspiration or you need to hear something to get yourself into the groove. I think I tell a lot of my friends and producers who ask me, you know, what's one of the hardest things about making beats? Making beats are easy, but making original sounding, good sounding, addictive beats is not easy. You know, a real musician, or should I say a musical instrument playing musician would say that a producer or a beat maker doesn't do a lot. But even with using samples, but outside of using samples and creating your own chords and melodies from scratch for each beat, not just for an album of worth of songs, but every time you make a beat, you want to make something original, that can be a little difficult. But anyway, let me arrange this real quick. I'm gonna mute myself and then we'll get back into it. So basically here, this right here is the chorus. This is the verse. This is going to be the best sounding beat. But as you can see, took like no time to make. And it's a good way to kill beat block. So this is what the beat sounds like from the beginning to the end, the intro and the little arrangement I did. And this is without me adding any effects, stretching of the samples. This is without, sampling the sample, sorry. As you can see, that's a beat. Now, this may not be the best beat ever or my favorite beat, because like I said, just did this quick for the video, but just give y'all a quick example here. And in a few minutes here, or should I say a few seconds actually, I'm going to show you guys how to do the same thing with Scalar. Scalar's kind of self-explanatory, but I'm gonna show you real quick how the app works to kind of get you some inspiration, okay? All right, to keep the video short, I don't really need to show you how to use Scalar too much because I'm sure I did a video on it already. And a lot of people are probably familiar with it, but in the same breath, I guess if you're trying to figure out how to beat block, you may not know how to use it. Scalar with Logic Pro, Cubasis, any major DAW, basically the way you use it is you build a chord progression, and then you can hit record. Right. Nothing special, just to give you the example. And then after you make your chord, you would then, let's just do default. You would then just drag your MIDI down. Now, as simple as that, I do have a video on Scalar too, and I'm thinking about doing another video just to reiterate a little more how I go about building songs from scratch with Scalar too. It's actually really easy. Actually, I'm going to do another video on it today, most likely. But in simple forms, basically, with all these genres in here, you have all these different artists who have their favorite scales, and you also can save scales for later in the user. See, I have like this chord progression here, one I like a lot. Or I shouldn't say I like it a lot, but I used it before and saved it. Don't remember what project that was for. But the point is, having these chords gives you a good beginning spot to start your track with. If you're not good with coming up with chords on your own, when I started making beats and I was watching videos on how to make chords, I was seeing how to do it, but I didn't have a lot of practice, so my chord building still wasn't as good as it is now. Even though I know how to make my own chords and melodies from scratch, it is sometimes more convenient to be able to just have something like this that generates chords, allows you to arrange them in a melody or in a progression that you would like them to be used in and that sounds pleasing to you. And then you can apply them to other instruments and further um, edit the chord progression in your DAW sequencer or piano roll. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward there. Um, so yeah, the next video I said I got a few videos coming up. This was just a few tiplets on how to beat block. To reiterate, I highly suggest, you know, listening to different genres of music you may not be familiar with. Maybe listen to some old songs you like a lot, some of your favorites to get some inspiration with sounds, learn some new genres, learn better music theory and ways to go about creating music. Look up some new techniques, watch some beat videos, watch some of my videos. Um, Using applications like Scalar 2 or samples also allow you to get some inspiration and kind of get you started. If you have any further questions or want any more detail on ways to beat block, definitely comment below. I'm still building this channel and really trying to find what my lane is. So be, more than happy to comment down below and tell me any other topics or anything you would like me to go more into detail with this topic as well. All right, man, be safe, keep making music, stay creative. This is Verde, No Envy Beats, out.